Blessings, my powerful MVP family. This is a girl, Miss Bev, with yet another video. So, guys, this morning, you know, I did the videos the other day, and a lot of traffic, a lot of love, but a lot of you had your personal opinions, and which at first I felt like, why they cussing me out? Why they talking these things? I wasn't prepared. I wasn't this, I wasn't that. So much. And I was saying, did they understand that I never said I hated Jamaica, Never said I hated Jamaica. I tried to set up my little thing, my little space now. This is a gift that I got when I was coming up. And I made sure I promised her. I said I'm going to be using it as a backdrop in my videos. My son had this thing in his in his movie room, the end, lights, camera, action, and all of this popcorn and what have you. So I asked him to bring it into my space. So I have that. But guys, my people, I love all of you. Again, I know one size doesn't fit all of us. I am a spiritual person. I'm a Christian. And let me tell you this, I'm not angry. I'm kind of disappointed that more people didn't really listen to the video and then form their opinions. I never said I hated Jamaica. Jamaica is the land of my birth. I have brought my children home so that they know their culture. My children are born here in America, but them chat patois. They are Jamaican, them eat ackee and salvage one. They are Jamaican. It's a balance. So I'm not prejudiced against Jamaica. I was speaking about the things that I saw when I was there. Didn't say I was leaving, I left because of these things. I could have still been there. But there was one key factor that a lot of you didn't pick up on. A lot of you just look at, maybe you start listening and then you jump to a conclusion. If I hated Jamaica, I want to do half the things I did in Jamaica. I don't hate Jamaica. I just would like to see more done for the people who are in need in Jamaica. That more like the healthcare system become a decent system for people to have access to decent healthcare. I'd like to see Jamaica for not being just for the people who like come home and I'd like to see nice spaces and nice in reality, those of us who a lot of you are knocking me down and stuff. If you ever stop to see a lot of the plyboard houses, the ply houses that are over in sugarcane, where sugarcane used to be planted, and we think that's progress. We think that, come on, guys. I know you can do better than that. I know you have more love than that. So that was my concern, and that is still my concern. But today, let me tell you this. For those of you who didn't get it, what my main reason for leaving Jamaica was, I decided to do a special video to talk to you about the reason that I truly left. Some of you thought I wasn't prepared. Some of you even said I was paying $2,000 something for rent. I was not. I rented a furnished space for $1,050. It was 11 something. We asked her to take some things off, and she took it off. And we got the furniture, and I might talk about renting space in Jamaica and the great points and the not so good points. But I'm standing here in front of you this morning, guys, or this afternoon. And listen, my grandkids were down here like 5 o'clock this morning. Yesterday, my grandson, he snuck down in my room, and I was there laying down, and I heard somebody come down the stairs, and they went in the bathroom down here. So I said, okay, maybe somebody's in the bathroom upstairs as well. And then I didn't hear any feet going upstairs, so I'm still laying there. But then I felt like there was a presence that entered the room. And when I raised up and I looked, it was my little grandson, guys. My little grandson came down And listen, you all don't understand it. I'm sure some of you out there, you understand what it feels like. I am not the grandmother who, Lord Master, me can only love them from a distance. Lord Master, then come visit them, I just can't wait for them to go back home. I'm not that grandmother. I want to be part of them. I want to give my son and his wife a break sometimes. I am that kind of person. So I will talk to you today about the reason I left Jamaica without establishing another home there. I told you that my husband has a house there. We have property there. So I didn't go down and, oh my God, I'm desperate. Oh, I'm destitute. Oh, I only went down with 20,000. If I said I'm retired, don't you think that every month I'm getting a check from retirement? Guys, come on now. We can't just look at something and just, look at the big picture. Because you think when a couple of you talk about, oh, if you go down with 20,000, you pay 24,000 in rent. And you say you give away a lot. Oh, all lies. Come on. But I taught for 27 years. Tell me, come on now, tell me. So I really had to sit yesterday and I said I need to do. But thanks to all the traffic, guys. I absolutely appreciate you guys. At first, I wasn't responding to the naysayers, and because I keep saying it's like, our experiences are different. If you're in St. Catherine and I'm in Trelawney, they might not weigh food up there, but they're doing it in Trelawney. Maybe it's because of the ship that comes in, the ships that come in, that they weigh the food for the foreign people. Foreign people. I don't know, but if you go to Flavia, they do weigh the food, and there are other places. My driver, when we go into Falmouth, and I go in to do the shopping or go to the bank or stuff like that, and I ask him to get lunch for myself, Kayla, and himself. And he comes and he says, Miss Bev, they weigh the food. Because I would say, how much is this? And he would say how much it was, and he said, Miss Bev, is that like before, I weigh the food and sell it. So if anything is wrong, it's not me, it's what I was told. I also went the last day before I left, we went into Falmouth again. And when we went into Falmouth and we're going back home, my driver, she stopped over in Rock at Wet and Wild. And we bought food there. And I distinctly heard her say, when I was sitting in the truck, she said to them, is this being weighed? For the first time, I got the real Jamaican food. It was fried chicken with rice and peas with some raw veggies. And it was in that skinny box. It wasn't in a big thing. It was in a nice skinny box, and it was just enough. And so that's what it is. So if I'm talking about weighing food, I'm telling you that I have been in spaces where people are asking at the restaurant, and I've been in places where people buy the food and bring it, and it says, and it's a weighed amount. So guys, so let's talk a little bit. Even why I had to leave Jamaica, even though I love Jamaica, right? I took me some notes yesterday. I did some digging up, and I want to talk to you, trying to put some words together. That it's nothing it's personal, but I'll tell you the biggest reason why I left Jamaica. I couldn't stay there because I was fearful. I was so fearful. So today I want to speak from a place that is tender, honest, and perhaps even you might not see it as, because we all see things differently. One size, again, doesn't fit all of us. Our experiences are different. All the parishes, you'd be surprised to know, you're in one parish and you call something sweet sap, and you go one next parish and they call it sugar apple. Same Jamaica. So again, one situation is not the same for everybody, And so this is why I'm doing this video again today, to just talk to us about things like those. So, why did I really leave Jamaica? a country I love, a place that raised me. And I love Jamaica. I was grown. I wasn't a baby. So the culture is deep inside of me. It's rooted in me. There's a land, Jamaica is filled with beauty, brilliance, and so much resilience. Jamaica has produced some of the finest minds, scholars, athletes, professionals, and world changers. We know that. We know that. We have Usain Bolt. Actually, Usain Bolt and my twin daughters, I told you we were back home. My daughters came to Jamaica and they finished high school at William Nib, where Usain Bolt at the time was younger than they were, and they remembered him well, going out to the farmyard, practicing and doing what they do there. So I'm not prejudiced against Jamaica. So, but here's a question I want to ask you guys. I want to ask you this question. I came up and already my clothes are falling off for me. Where are most of them living now? Usain Bolt is in Jamaica, yeah, we know that. But where are most of the scholars from UWI and all these brilliant universities that create some of the best scholars? Are they living in Jamaica, giving back to Jamaica? Are they living there and giving back? No, they're not, right? So now let me be clear. I didn't leave because I hated Jamaica. Let me be clear again. I did not leave Jamaica, the place of my birth, because I hated Jamaica. I left because I loved myself enough to admit my truth. My truth. My experience tells me that what I needed and what I could handle and what I couldn't handle. So, I miss my family. I miss my children. I miss my little grandchildren. All right? When I left up here, Gia was only 1+. Grayson had just graduated from, he was going to a daycare or whatever they call it, pre-K program. And he graduated. I went to the graduation, and then he started kindergarten, and I never saw him begin, and I didn't see him graduate. Right? But more than missing my family, I was afraid of getting sick with no one to speak for me, afraid of being admitted to a hospital and not getting the care I needed, afraid that if I needed something urgent like an MRI or external support, I wouldn't be able to navigate the system alone in time. I get sick in Jamaica, I know my children are going to run come. But in the meantime, they have commitments, they have work. And depending on how long I would need support in Jamaica, again, I'm not saying we're going to hire people, but again, I hear the stories as well. I was down there. I hear the stories of how people are being treated when they are not able to do. When people recommend people to support, like to transport and to do things like that, how aggravated people can get with older people because they're taking too long. They're doing too much. They're holding up their time. I hear the stories. And because I know how I am with people, I want people to feel loved and appreciated. I know sometimes I speak and people might think it's hard, but it's tough love sometimes. A lot of times people are just comfortable in their zone, and you have to speak tough love into them. Otherwise they don't move, they don't make changes. They just sit and wallow in the, nothing on going for me. And I don't like it. I like to see people getting up, and no matter how small, that they try their best to do what they can do with the little they have. So that was my deepest fear, getting sick and knowing how Jamaica is with the lack of resources, short-staffed, all these things, that I would be thrown in a space. I'm also realistic of my weight. I know that when I did my surgery and I gained all this weight, that I have to keep trying to go down, to change things, because people will treat you badly just because you're overweight. People in Jamaica don't think people who are bleaching out in Jamaica are bleaching because Jamaica is a place, a black country, and we talk about America and them prejudice, but we're not talking about the prejudices right in our country. Jamaica has that thing too. We're as thick as we are down there, and thick as they, oh, me like my woman with meat on them body, and me like my woman, and me like my woman. But when it comes to services, I have to be conscious of the fact nobody wants to live a 280-pound woman. Nobody wants to do that. So I know in my head, I'm not going to let you treat me badly before I look at the situation. I am thinking and I'm saying, if I get sick down here, I'm overweight. Who is going to spend time to give me a nice bath and make sure that I keep fresh and clean? Who is going to, if I have an accident in the bed, be happy to change me and make sure I stay fresh? It's not going to happen, because they're already short-staffed, they're already overworked, they're already overtired, and they don't care. Not all of them now, but most of them don't care. All right? So we can talk about loving Jamaica and living our best life in the tropics. But my reality slapped me hard when a friend of ours, and I said it before in a story before, he went in to do a surgery, $600,000. And I hope those of you are listening and checking the monies. He paid 600,000 Jamaican dollars to have surgery on one eye. One eye. He did the surgery today. He never make it back home to his house and his wife and family. Never made it home. So, what it was about my heart wasn't just his death. It was the silence that followed. No accountability. People died on them, it's just whatever. Oh, they died. They do autopsies. So because of these things, you watch Popeye's news, you watch different YouTubers putting out things, you hope it's the truth. And it's the reality down there. The resources are not there. The manpower is not there. Nurses jump ship for better wages. So why are you looking at me and making it seem like there's a noose around my neck and it must, I must stay in a situation that I use my, a lot of people go home and they might not need some services right away. But as we get older, we are going to need the services. I don't care who we are. The body is going to be broken at some point. And at that point, is Jamaica able to give us the nice, good, clean treatment? Or are we just going to be another statistic where we go in and we thought that this would have happened and we'd go back home and we never return home? I'm not saying I'm afraid for this or that, but it would be hard for me alone to be down there. And my kids have to deal with it while holding down jobs up here, while having their own responsibilities up here to deal with. Because if I'm gone, I'm gone. I'm rotten and gone. But their life continues. So in my head, in my unselfish head, guys, my unselfish head, I'm thinking of them first and foremost. I don't want to put them through unnecessary stress. I needed to be around them, with them, eating dinner with them, talking with them. And yeah, you say, I could do FaceTime, we could do. No, it's different when you're here. The laughter is different When you hear Gia laughs or when you hear Grayson laughs. This one I hear my grandson singing and I was shocked. 6 years old. And if you hear that boy hold a tune, I said, dear God, I said, grandson. I call him Scooter. I said, look at you, you can sing. When I hear the little boy read, and I ask him the questions about what part of the story he liked best. How did this happen? Could this have been different? And when I throw on reading things on the picnic, and when me hear the boy opening the questions, I hear the picnic answer me. 6 years old, man. We're grateful to God, Satil. So don't put me down. Pray me up. Pray me up. If you relate to what I say, then and those who are giving advice, thank you so, so much. But I was prepared to go home. I never went home looking for handouts. I never went home. Some of you say, oh, you did too much too soon. No, I'm a giver. And I would see a need, I am going to help fix that need. You know why? Because the needs that I'm fixing, that I'm helping to fix, I look at it, I said, I have an income. And I'm telling you this, even if I didn't have an income, my children would make sure that if I say, Miss Jane need a shirt on her back, them not gonna say, Mommy, why? We fear money there. Them not gonna say, Mommy, how much you want to use to do. So I'm blessed like that, guys. Don't ever think that I'm sitting here. Some of us are scraping and we try, some of we go to the food pantry, we pack up. No, I am different. I might look fat and look, I don't know what you see me as, but I'm 65. And I'm grateful for that. Many didn't reach this age. And I believe me, I don't need to crimp and pray and nothing. I went home with retirement that comes to my account every month. And I went home with a budget. And if I needed to do more, I would have, if I've done the second year, if I'd signed the lease again, it would have been another budget of 20,000. All of that could have helped me buy maybe a piece of property for something. We would need no mortgage. And we could have built up one 2-bedroom, not a big house, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, washroom, kitchen, whatever. I could have done it. But I wouldn't be comfortable without my kids around me. And so that never happened. So please don't sit there and think that this girl, she might look, fat and she look, I was she talk about. No, I've done well, I've taught, I've worked hard. And I've opened many doors, so I can't go hungry. So before, again, I says, as I said, when our friend died from the church, and I thought about it, and it was the silence that followed, right? It wasn't just the silence, but it's like no accountability, no justice, no explanation that made sense. And then me saying to myself, my God, what if that was me? Who would fight for answers? Means my kids would have to go get resign from them job and for come home, for come fight and for come go through. Not necessarily. Let me be where they are. Anything happens, by God's grace, they'll be here to help, to provide somebody to help me and to be there, present. Okay, even though you put people to help people, when you are not present, them take all kind of advantage. And before anyone says I wasn't prepared, I know this. I was prepared to give love. But I wasn't prepared to die in silence. I was prepared to give back, and I did that. But I wasn't prepared to die in silence. This isn't a bash. This isn't a bash Jamaica. It is to speak truth with love. Because maybe, just maybe, my story will make someone else pause and prepare better and differently, or make peace with their decision whether to stay or go. That was my intention. My intention was never to bash Jamaica. My intention was to talk about what I saw, What I heard, I have two eyes. I saw, I listened, I had one mouth, I mind my business, and now I do my videos, and I said, I'm talking about my experience there. Because some of you say, oh, Jamaica, I'm saying that was my experience there. Where you are might be different. Where I was, that's what I saw. So let's keep the conversation going, guys. Have you ever had to walk away from a place you love for your own safety or sanity? We know what the healthcare system is like in Jamaica. We know what it's like. So we don't need to pretend. You shouldn't have to be flying out of Jamaica. A lot of you cuss America, you leave America, you cuss American, Trump country, this country, that. And yet, when you go home, you intend to fly back to Florida for get care in a Trump country. Sometimes we just need to not say anything. Don't bash anything. Don't throw stones behind us. Just go forth. And if you went home, that's what you want. You don't want the winter anymore. You don't want this. You don't want that. Be grateful that you came to a country that allowed you to build. But now don't cuss the country. Be grateful. Because as I said, we wouldn't have been able to do it in Jamaica. If it was doable, nurses and teachers and doctors would not run away from Jamaica. They would finish them studies and they would proudly stand up and serve. And for the minute those professionals run away like, I don't know them say like when you turn on light pan cockroach and then run, then it means that the algorithm is not correct. So I left not with anger, but with a quiet tear. Not because I stopped loving Jamaica, but because I held my life dear. The sun still rises over hills of green, but peace for me was left unseen. Peace for me was left unseen. I was not comfortable. I saw comments from a man who says, I told my wife I know she's not going to stay. It was not for me. I went there, I woke up, I missed my family every single day. I would talk for hours with them, but it was not the same. My daughter came home twice. It was not the same. I dreamed of mango trees and children's laughter, but nightmares came, chasing shortly after. What if I fell and no one knew? What if help was late or never came through? When I had the flu in Jamaica, thank God I didn't have to go seek medical care. But when I had the flu, I sent out 3 text messages. First text message was to my driver because he said, Miss Bev, anything, I'm here, your daughter them come and them see, I'm here. Send the text message out and I wanted some Panadol multi-symptom. And he responded, up with many blessings. And he never read. I don't know if he can read well or not, but he never read the whole message where I was asking if he could just please drop off some Panadol for me. The next message I sent was to my hairdresser. She's been coming, we've been supporting and stuff like that, and I reached out to her because her husband drives a taxi. And when I reached out to her, obviously she didn't have data on her phone, and so the message went unanswered until 9 o'clock that night. The next message I sent out was to Miss Shelly-Ann, my market lady. And Miss Shelly-Ann, she said when the call went and nobody answered, but later on, maybe within an hour, she called back. She said, Miss Bev, me have to call back at some yard me day at a cut. And me come to the van and say, so you called, me say the miss call. And me know, so you now go call unless there's a reason. Are you okay? And I said, Kayla came home not feeling well and I got it as well. So we are both here sick. And she said, oh God, Miss Bev, let me talk to the man, they let them go and work. Let me get some stuff and come. And she bought this flu thing. It's a blue packet thing. She bought 8 packs of those. She brought, I didn't do sugar in the house, so I said I wanted some tea, something with taste. And she bought some brown sugar and what else she brought? And she bought a thing for Kayla, Cetamol for Kayla. All right? So I have to keep these things in my head. If I fall and I reach out to Miss Shelley and she didn't get the message, then what? Then what? And so all of those things made it much more that I wanted to return to my children. So now I pack my bags with memories and grace, left behind my footsteps, my voice, my place, not in defeat. I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, I'm not defeated, but in wisdom and care, because love for myself had to go somewhere. To those who judge, I offer no fight. I appreciate you all. I love all of you. I love you guys. I thank you for jumping onto the channel and has, just continued to help me grow. I prayed for it. And if this is it, if our conversations have to be deep and, you give your point of a view as well, I cannot be mad at you. That is what I have to respect your point of view. I just want you guys to listen to the video, and when you're given your point of view, that is reflecting what I said in the video. So to those who judge, I offer no fight, only this truth in morning light. Jamaica is precious, rich and bold, but even gold sometimes is too heavy to hold. So, I just want to say to every one of you, thank you again for your love and your support. Absolutely appreciate you guys. Love and respect all of you guys. Thank you for giving me love, giving me back respect, and let us just grow together. If you can't be good, be careful, walk good, do good, live good, because it is a good thing. Because it's a good thing. These are my grandkids. Yes, Gia? Let her be, Grayson. Grayson, let her come. It's okay, I'm coming, Gia. 2 seconds. So that's it, my people. Be good to yourself. Take good care. I hope just listening to them running down looking for Grandma tells you that Grandma is loved and appreciated. So take good care of yourself. Please leave your comment and just keep smiling. Stay blessed.